Table 7? That's him? The whisper slithered through the restaurant kitchen like smoke. A tall black man in a crisp navy suit had just walked in. His shoulders were broad, his stride calm, his presence commanding without saying a word. He had barely taken his seat when the stares began. From the hostess, from the bartender, from the line cooks, and then the murmurs. Must have gotten lucky in life. Bet that suit's rented. What's a guy like him doing in this place? In the kitchen, a smirking chef picked up a raw steak. He glanced toward the dining room, then spat directly on it before dropping it onto the grill with a hiss. "Special order for table 7, he muttered with a cruel grin. "Bon appetit." The other cooks chuckled, shaking their heads. To them, it wasn't food. It was punishment. Punishment for daring to sit where they thought he didn't belong. But Maya saw it all. A young black waitress, only 26, stood frozen at the counter. Her chest tightened, her fists clenched. She had worked here long enough to know how the game went. Fake smiles for the customers, ugly jokes in the back. But tonight her heart pounded as the spit-smeared steak sizzled on the grill. She couldn't stay silent. Out in the dining room, the man sat patiently, scrolling his phone as wine glasses clinked around him. He was polite, calm, unaware of the eyes on him. Maya walked to his table balancing a tray. "Good evening, sir. Your drink." He looked up, offering a warm smile. "Thank you." But before she turned away, her hand moved quickly. She slipped a folded note under his napkin. Their eyes met for half a second. He frowned, confused. Slowly he slid the napkin aside and opened the paper. His heart skipped. "Don't eat it. They spat in your steak." His jaw tightened. His fist closed around the note. The humiliation burned, not just the act itself, but the laughter, the whispers, the idea that people thought he didn't deserve to be here. Minutes later, when the steak arrived sizzling on a silver tray, he didn't touch it. Instead, he stood. The dining room went silent. Conversation stopped mid-sentence. Forks froze in mid-air. "Manager, now." His voice was deep, unshakable. The manager rushed over, forcing a smile. "Sir, is there a problem?" The man, Sterling, though no one knew his name yet, held up the note. His eyes were sharp, unflinching. "There's a problem, and it's coming from your kitchen." Gasps, murmurs, phones raised higher. The manager read the note, his face draining of color. Someone whispered, "They spit?" Sterling's calm cracked, revealing something raw. Not rage, pain. The kind of pain carried by someone who had fought his entire life to prove he belonged in rooms like this. And then his voice dropped, powerful and clear. "I've built empires from nothing. I've bled for my place at this table. And tonight your staff thought spitting in my food would put me in my place. But here's the truth. My place isn't beneath anyone's boot. My place is exactly where I choose to stand." Security rushed into the kitchen. 2 chefs were dragged out, their faces red with shame as diners booed. Phones recorded every second. But Sterling wasn't done. He turned to Maya. "You wrote the note." She nodded, steady. "You risked your career to warn me." Her voice carried across the silent dining room. "Because respect isn't optional. And if no one stands up, nothing changes." Sterling studied her for a long moment, then reached into his jacket. A sleek black business card gleamed under the chandelier. "Sterling Holdings." Gasps erupted. Whispers spread like wildfire. Wait, he's the Richard Sterling? The billionaire developer? The manager's knees nearly buckled. Sterling's voice boomed once more. I don't just eat in restaurants, I own them. And as of tonight, he dialed a number on his phone, speaking calmly. This restaurant is under new management. The manager sputtered, Sir, please. But Sterling ignored him. He turned to Maya. You wrote the note. She risked your career to stand up for what is right. Congratulations. You're the new manager, effective immediately. The room erupted in applause. Diners cheered. Maya's hand flew to her mouth in shock. Tears welled in her eyes. The chefs who laughed, fired. The manager who allowed it, gone. And as Sterling walked toward the exit, his final words echoed through the stunned dining room. Humiliation is cheap, but justice? Justice is priceless. The next morning, headlines blazed. Black waitress exposes racist chefs. Billionaire guest takes over restaurant. And beneath those chandeliers, everyone who had mocked Table 7 learned a lesson carved in stone. Never assume you know a man's worth, because the man you try to humiliate might own the roof over your head.